Now, ever since the 50th anniversary of SNL, which by the way starred Tom Hanks portraying a parody/comedy version of a Trump supporter / the MAGA movement, which received endless backlash, endless flack toward Tom Hanks. And we all know what Tom Hanks is all about, right? It's not just about when it comes to acting/comedy. To him, it's also about pushing an agenda, pushing a message, and showing his overall hate/disgust for one side of the country. And I think that he really showed it here in the SNL 50th anniversary. There's no doubt about that. And that's exactly why he's getting a lot of, flack/backlash right now. And quite frankly, a lot of his own fans are leaving in droves. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing is for certain is that Tom Hanks, sometimes here and there gets very defensive when people call him out, when he gets boxed into a corner essentially and is thrown into the hot seat, and now he's reacting in a way after the 50th anniversary of SNL, defending the concept of comedy, defending his overall views over half the country, and everything else in between. So let's jump into this. Now, I think that this is his defense mechanism, so to speak. This is basically his way of trying to defend his own agenda / his own message, and trying to warp that, or trying to really kind of spin that into how comedy is supposed to be done. But this is where it's interesting, is that we know that Tom Hanks is losing fans. I mean, he is bleeding fans right now. And he has been for quite a while, let's be honest here. I mean, yes, when it comes to acting, he is known for portraying the regular guy, right? That's what he usually does. But now he's losing fans left and right. So let's get into this further, shall we? Now, with the Tom Hanks backlash, alright, with him getting tons of backlash for his portrayal of MAGA/Trump supporters in the 50th anniversary of SNL, one major development going on now involves how Tom Hanks recently came out and defended himself and how he views comedy in the midst of the SNL 50th anniversary. Now, Tom Hanks delivered the following: "We need to just come to terms with the facts that comedy right now is very divisive, and you are never going to please everybody. Comedy has always poked fun at stereotypes and personalities, and I see nothing wrong with that. I was proud to be part of the 50th anniversary. I saw nothing wrong with what I did to deliver comedy and laughs to so many who tune into SNL. But if we are going to name call and shout to the talents who deliver entertainment, this is the very crowd that is hindering our success and limiting our potential with comedy. I did absolutely nothing wrong with this portrayal of MAGA, and I think everyone should sit back and laugh about it. It's about time that we have laughs again in 2025, and we can't just remain in fear over who or what we want to poke fun at. Of course, when you are creating a parody of this group, known as MAGA, you are going to get lots of hate, and that's expected from them. But while comedy does serve a purpose for laughter, it also serves its purpose as a successful message to the American people. And I think that's exactly what we did well here about Trump and his supporters. We need to lighten up already. Everyone needs to take a step back and look at themselves in the mirror and realize that this is comedy. I think it's important in this field that we both deliver laughter to our audience and a message to really share our political beliefs and how we see supporters of the MAGA movement. I think that we need to respect each other's views, and it's about time that we do such. We can't just sit back and not share our message politically. Comedy is about free expression and self-expression too, and when you don't express yourself and your thoughts of the world, you lose who you are inside and out, and that is something that we need to take care of right now. Now guys, before I move on, let me just say one thing about Tom Hanks here. He's obviously spinning his disgusting portrayal of MAGA/Trump supporters by saying, this is how comedy needs to be. It always has to be about pushing a message or pushing his overall political beliefs. And that's exactly what people are tired of. That's exactly what people are very, exhausted over. People are tired of the obsession over Trump and his supporters. They just want that to move on. They want to focus on different elements of comedy that aren't so lazy, by the way, that are just so easy to kind of point the finger at. Do something creative, do something new, do something that nobody's expecting, right? And I think that's what we need to go back to. But Tom Hanks, again, is spinning everything here like he usually does when it comes to how comedy needs to serve its purpose in this way by sharing and pushing a message. I think what he's really saying here is that it's all about pushing a message and disguising that message in the form of comedy. That's basically what he just said there. And that's really what it boils down to. And I think people saw through that. People are smarter than, you know, the celebrities even know. And they just think that the general public are either dumb or uneducated, misinformed, whatever you want to say. That's what they think of the American people. Now, what's interesting here moving forward, he goes on to state further, I was more than proud, he says, to be part of this special for SNL, but this vocal minority needs to just keep such inflammatory comments to themselves for a while now. I think until they realize that this is comedy, nobody, and I mean nobody, should even challenge comedy. This is what I was built for, I think, as an actor, having that ability to express myself in so many ways in how I view politics in 2025. And I was able to do that on this program, which was the chance of a lifetime. Everyone needs to understand that some of these tendencies from MAGA need to be called out and expressed through comedy. That's what's so fun about it. And I just have to say one more thing, that if you take that serious, that if you take that serious, then your life is just miserable, and you will never have a sense of humor. You just won't, and I think having a sense of humor is everything in this life, and in this world, to make the country a better place. So again, I mean, he's spinning it again when it comes to his portrayal of Trump supporters / the MAGA movement. What I found to be an eye-opener here is how he says that the tendencies from MAGA needed to be called out and expressed through comedy. Again, right there he's saying that he wanted to call out and express his overall view of the quote-unquote tendencies of MAGA, almost like that they are, you know, American citizens that are not worthy of this country. That's basically the attitude that is coming off of Tom Hanks. That's what it sounds like to me. But what's interesting about Tom Hanks, yet again, is that it seems like he is using every opportunity to either poke fun at, at President Trump's supporters / the MAGA movement, or to use comedy as a disguise to push a message / an agenda. You know the typical saying, when jokes aren't always jokes. I think that's exactly what happened here on SNL. That's exactly what happened. And I think that's why the American people are very angry at him and are very much offended over him based on what he did there, and why he's bleeding fans right now every single day. I mean, people don't want to watch his past material, people don't want to watch his upcoming material either. This is another turn of events happening now in 2025, where SNL, they just can't let it go. They just can't let it go. They can't focus on something that's not so lazy, something so easy to point the finger at. You might as well do something creative and new. And look, I was never a fan of SNL. Let me be very clear. At least anything after the 1980s. I think that for a very long time now, SNL has been very creatively bankrupt, so to speak, and just very immature, and just very out of touch with true comedy. It just never really, touched with me in that way. I don't know if you guys share the same opinion on that, but I was never really a fan of SNL. I think that Mad TV did it better. That's just my take on things, but I digress. Again, with Tom Hanks, I think that this is going to really deeply impact his career. You're going to see a lot of people not seeing his movies as much. You're going to see people actually disregarding his past work, whether it's on disc or streaming, whatever it may be. I think you're going to see a big shift in Tom Hanks fans. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.